Why do we stop kids from swearing, when they grow up and swear anyway? Because there's a time and place when swearing is acceptable, and a time and place where it is not. Kids don't have enough real-world experience to tell the difference between these two scenarios. So we give them the blanket, no swearing, rule until they're old enough to do so. It is bloody embarrassing have your 3-year-old yell fucking hell at the slightest inconvenience in a public place. People judge the hell out of you and you don't want to be seen as a bad parent. Because they totally see you as one, because how else would little Johnny know those words? For a lot of people it's a weird, purity, hang-up. For me personally, I want my kid to know how to articulate himself without swearing as a baseline so he can speak in professional settings easier when he grows up. Kids, don't let grown-ups hear you swearing. Adults, don't let the kids hear you swearing. Such a silly game to play. Kids need to learn to swear properly. A 13-year-old once called me a pissing bastard. We don't. They can swear as much as they'd like at home, but they have wits to not do it at great-grandma's place or too much in school. Because being an adult sucks compared to being a kid, and so we need a few good things that kids can't have to balance things out. This is the way. My sister and her husband tried to avoid cursing in front of their kids for about 7 seconds of total parenting time before deciding it was a lost cause. Their kids have understood from a very young age that there are grown-up words that kids can't say and that adults can only say sometimes. Seems to be working so far. My nephew's 6 face absolutely lights up in sheer delight when he hears an adult saying a grown-up word, but he hasn't picked up a cursing habit. Besides a brief period when he was about 2 where he went around asking people, "What the FK?" He definitely overheard one or both of his parents say it. Had no idea what it was, but loved how people reacted when he said it, so he just kept on saying it until an intervention was staged and he switched to the alternate phrases of "holy moly" and "are you kidding me?" Quote, "It's important to learn a verbal filter. That's how you develop tact." The same reason we stop them from drinking, smoking, driving, entering into contracts, etc. They need to understand when and how these things are okay. And children generally don't have the ability to fully understand. I don't with my kid. No word is off limits when used appropriately. Incidentally, they rarely use swear words. When I was growing up, swear words would get you severely punished. Did not change my use of them in my personal life. We raised our kids to know about swearing, but reinforced when swearing didn't matter. Like in the playground at school. And when it did matter, like in class or in front of grandma, by giving them authority over it. We never had a problem. Treat kids like they are intelligent. Because they are. My children were allowed to say any word they wanted to say. They were taught how to use the best word for the conversation or for writing. Now they are all grown and out in the world saying fuck like mom does all the time. Lol. I'd rather my kids swear than get used to using a bunch of dumb slang words. Because children are adults in training. Lots of the suppressing swearing isn't really about the swearing per se, or pearl clutching. It's social training on what the real expectations of being an adult are. It's teaching them when and what is an appropriate venue for that language. A point that kids can be a bit fuzzy on. Swearing is only a huge deal to Americans, who get offended quite easily. We don't. We teach them when and where is acceptable to swear. Swearing is often seen as a negative behavior. And children are still learning how to behave appropriately in different situations. Adults discourage children from using swear words because they are not mature and they don't know the appropriate time and situation where they can use swear words. As people grow up, they become more aware of when it's appropriate to use swear words and when it's not. But using them excessively or in the wrong context can have negative consequences. It's important for people to understand the social and emotional contexts in which swearing is acceptable and to use language appropriately in different situations. Because kids overdo it with everything and have no frame of reference for when it's okay and not okay, and they surely can't yet read an audience. Because when you are older you can recognize when swearing might not be the best choice of words.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epicaricast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.